What if I told you that your autoimmune condition could actually be reversed? That you don't have to just manage symptoms for the rest of your life? I'm Dr. Will Cole, and in my functional medicine telehealth practice, I have helped thousands and thousands of people around the world put their autoimmune conditions into remission using these exact 5 steps. And today I'm sharing my proven protocol with you. Listen, conventional medicine, mainstream medicine wants you to believe that autoimmune disease is purely genetic, that you're stuck with whatever your DNA dealt you. It's all your mom and your dad's fault. But here's what they don't tell you. Research shows that a staggering 70 to 80% of your immune system is controlled by environmental factors, by epigenetic variables that you can change, that you have agency over. That means you have the power to reverse this process in the majority of cases. I've seen it happen thousands of times with people around the world from my telehealth clinic. Before we dive into the steps, you need to understand something critical. By the time you're diagnosed with an autoimmune condition, your body has already destroyed, for most people, up to 70 to 90% of the affective issues. But here's the good news. Even at that stage, your body has an incredible ability to heal when you remove the triggers and give it what it needs. Step number 1, heal your gut. This is non-negotiable. About 75% of your immune system lives in your gut, and every single autoimmune condition I see at least has a gut component, a microbiome component. You need to know your level of gut permeability, your level of gut dysbiosis, sort of the balance of the microbiome, and things like leaky gut syndrome have to be assessed. When your gut lining is compromised, undigested food particles and bacterial endotoxins called lipopolysaccharides leak into your bloodstream, triggering your immune system to go haywire. I run specific labs for people around the world to measure things like gut permeability, check for things like SIBO, which is a type of dysbiosis, small intestinal bacterial overgrowth, imbalances in the gut garden, and screen for chronic infections like parasites, yeast and fungal overgrowths, and pathogenic and opportunistic bacteria. The healing protocol includes things like bone broth for collagen, L-glutamine to repair the gut lining, and targeted probiotics, prebiotics, parabiotics, postbiotics, antimicrobials to restore your gut microbiome. This isn't just about taking a probiotic from the drugstore. This is strategic, therapeutic gut restoration. Step number 2, eliminate your immune system triggers. This is where most people get it wrong. They think going gluten-free is enough. But here's what I learned after seeing thousands of people with autoimmune conditions calm this inflammation. Gluten is just one potential, and there's even bioindividuality with that. Everybody's different, but gluten is just the beginning for many people. You need to eliminate inflammatory foods that can trigger molecular mimicry, this sort of case of mistaken identity when your immune system confuses food proteins with your own tissue. That means all grains, not just gluten. Things like corn, rice, oats can be just as damaging. Bioindividuality. Some people do fine with those foods. We need to find out what foods your body loves and what foods love you back and which ones don't. Dairy products, the casein, dairy protein acts like gluten in your system for many people. Nightshades, things like tomatoes, white potatoes, peppers, eggplants, contain things like alkaloids that inflame sensitive systems. Eggs. The albumin in egg whites can trigger reactions in many people. Nuts and seeds, high in lectins and plant anti-nutrients that can irritate a healing gut for many people. Things like sugar and artificial sweeteners, they can feed harmful bacteria and spike inflammation in the body. This is what is called the Autoimmune Protocol, or AIP protocol. It's not meant for everybody. It can be a tool within the toolbox. It's not forever, but it's essential for the healing phase and something that I've written about extensively. Step number 3, support key nutrients. Autoimmune conditions create massive nutrient deficiencies that perpetuate this inflammatory cycle. You need to replenish these strategically based on labs, preferably. Vitamin D, vitamin D3, vitamin A, vitamin K2. These fat-soluble vitamins work together synergistically to calm down those overreactive Th17, these immune cells that are driving inflammation in the body. I'm talking about real vitamin A from things like organ meats, grass-fed dairy, not beta-carotene, which has its place, beta-carotene from things like carrots, but the conversion isn't always the best for people that have autoimmunity. Vitamin K2, which I mentioned, most people are deficient in this. Research shows it can inhibit inflammatory responses in the brain and the spinal cord. Things like zinc, selenium, magnesium, these are depleted by chronic inflammation but needed for immune regulation. They're needed for immune balance. And here's the big one. Glutathione. This is your master antioxidant, and it's severely depleted in autoimmune conditions. I boost this with sulfur-rich vegetables, targeted supplementation like liposomal glutathione, even precursors like N-acetylcysteine have their place. All right, step number 4, address the root causes. Food alone, diet alone isn't enough. You have to identify and eliminate what triggers your autoimmune condition in the first place. Things like chronic stress, this is huge. Many of my telehealth patients can trace their autoimmune onset to a major stressful event or a stressful season of their life. Stress hormones directly suppress immune function and increase inflammation, impacting that gut-brain axis. Things like unresolved past trauma. I have every telehealth patient fill out what's called an adverse childhood experiences or ACE questionnaire to figure out if past trauma is impacting their autoimmunity. Is it stored? Is that trauma stored in the body? We have to deal with mental, emotional things being stored, and we also have to deal with things like toxins being stored in the body, toxin exposure, things like heavy metals, mold, biotoxins like mold and viruses and bacteria. But man-made toxins, certainly. Things like heavy metals, chemicals, herbicides, pesticides, forever chemicals, microplastics. These overwhelm your detox pathways and trigger autoimmune responses. At my telehealth clinic, we can run comprehensive toxin panels and create personalized detox protocols to clear out either the physiological and then for the mental, emotional, things like somatic practices, breath work, grounding practices, journaling, things that metabolize stored trauma and chronic stress from the body. Chronic infections like Epstein-Barr virus, cytomegalovirus, CMV, Lyme disease, tick-borne disease, or co-infections as well. These can hide in your system for years for some people, constantly stimulating your immune system. We test for and treat these hidden infections. We're a Lyme-literate clinic that conventional medicine often misses these stealth infections that need to be addressed. Step number 5, rebalance and maintain. Once you've healed your gut, eliminated triggers, supported your nutrients, addressed the root causes, dealt with the mental, emotional, spiritual facet for many people, we carefully reintroduce foods to find your personal tolerance level. Bioindividuality. This is where bioindividuality really comes in. Some people can eventually tolerate small amounts or even larger amounts of a lot of the foods that didn't love them back at the beginning. They've built resilience for themselves. The list of foods that love them back got a lot longer, and the foods that didn't love them back, we want to make that list as short as we can. Others need to maybe stay on stricter food protocols long term. Everybody is different. The key is systematic reintroduction based on your body while monitoring symptoms and inflammatory markers on labs. We also focus on lifestyle factors that keep your immune system balanced, such as regular meditation, somatic practices, stress management, optimizing sleep. We want to get those REM and deep sleep scores increased. We measure what's something called heart rate variability, which is an aspect of the parasympathetic, that resting, digesting aspect of the autonomic nervous system, bringing in things like gentle movement and maintaining healthy relationships in your life. Yes, physical touch actually lowers inflammatory cytokines. We need a positive friend group, just people that you do life with that can be medicine. Friends are medicine. Relationships are medicine too. So how long does this whole process take? Most people start feeling improvements within 2 to 4 weeks. But true healing takes, for a lot of people that are further down on that inflammation spectrum, 6 to 18 months, easy, depending on how long you've been sick and how much damage has occurred in the body. Remember, this is about reversing years or even decades of immune dysfunction. It can take time, but it's absolutely worth it, and it absolutely works. I've seen people with rheumatoid arthritis become pain-free. Hashimoto's, autoimmune thyroid patients get their energy back. People with chronic fatigue syndrome get their energy back. And ulcerative colitis, Crohn's, inflammatory bowel issues heal their guts, calm down those flare-ups. These aren't rare cases. This is what happens when you address the root causes instead of just suppressing symptoms with pharmaceuticals. Ready to start your healing journey? Take my inflammation at-home test kit to see exactly where your inflammation markers stand right now. Where are you at on the inflammation spectrum? This simple at-home urine test will show you if you're trending towards autoimmune issues or if you're already dealing with chronic inflammation in your body. The link is in my description below. Remember, autoimmune disease is your body's way of telling you it needs attention, it needs support, it needs some compassion and love. And now you have the roadmap to give it exactly what it needs. Your body wants to heal, and with the right approach, it absolutely can. Hit like if this gave you hope, subscribe for more functional medicine insights, and take back control of your health starting today.